I remember the day like it was yesterday, the day that changed everything. It started off like any other day, with the sun shining brightly and birds chirping outside. But little did I know that by the end of it, I would be facing something so terrifying, so otherworldly, that it would haunt me for the rest of my days. It all began when my husband and I received a call from a friend asking for our help. She explained that her daughter had been acting strangely, speaking in tongues and exhibiting superhuman strength. She was convinced that her daughter was possessed by a demon and begged us to come and perform an exorcism. My husband and I had never done anything like this before, but we couldn't turn our backs on our friend in her time of need. So we agreed to help. We arrived at her house later that evening, armed with holy water, crucifixes, and prayers. As soon as we entered the house, we could feel a heavy presence in the air. It was as if the very walls were pulsating with malevolent energy. We found the daughter in her room, thrashing about and screaming in a language that was not of this world. It sent shivers down my spine. We began the exorcism, reciting prayers and sprinkling holy water around the room. But the demon inside the girl was not going down without a fight. It lashed out at us, scratching and biting with inhuman strength. My husband and I tried to hold it down, but it was like trying to contain a raging beast. As the exorcism continued, things only got worse. The girl's body contorted in unnatural ways, her eyes rolled back into her head, and her voice took on a guttural, unearthly tone. It was like something out of a nightmare. At one point, the demon spoke through the girl, taunting us with words of hatred and malice. It knew things about us that it shouldn't have known, things that sent chills down our spines. It was as if it could see into our very souls. But we pressed on, determined to rid this poor girl of the evil that had taken hold of her. We called upon the power of God, praying with all our might for his divine intervention. And then, in a moment of pure terror, the demon was expelled from the girl's body. But that was when things took a turn for the worse. As the demon left the girl, it latched onto my husband instead. I watched in horror as his body convulsed and contorted, his eyes turning black as coal. The demon spoke through him now, its voice dripping with venom and hatred. I tried to reach out to my husband, to bring him back to me, but it was like he was no longer there. The demon had taken control, twisting his body and soul to its own dark purposes. I was faced with a choice, to save my husband or to save myself. In the end, there was no choice at all. I knew what I had to do. With tears streaming down my face, I picked up the crucifix and held it aloft, calling upon the power of God to banish the demon from my husband's body. And in a blinding flash of light, it was gone. But the damage had been done. My husband lay on the floor, his body broken and lifeless. I cradled him in my arms, sobbing uncontrollably as I realized the cost of our actions. We had faced something so terrifying, so beyond our comprehension, that it had taken everything from us. And as I sit here now, alone in the darkness, I can still feel the echoes of that night. The fear, the horror, the sense of helplessness in the face of something so evil. It will stay with me forever, a reminder of the fragility of our world and the darkness that lurks just beyond the veil. But I will not let it consume me. I will carry on, knowing that I have faced the ultimate evil and emerged stronger for it. And I will never forget the sacrifice that was made that night, the sacrifice of love in the face of unspeakable terror, when a simple exorcism goes terribly wrong. Get ready to be spooked out of your mind as we dive into a chilling tale of terror. Are you still there? Now relax and stay put. Let us dive into the bone-chilling world of the supernatural with a horrifying exorcism performed by a couple that took a terrifying turn. But before we delve into the spine-tingling details, I want to hear from you, our fearless viewers. What do you think will happen? Have you had any spooky encounters of your own? Share them in the comments below. Now, prepare yourselves as we witness the harrowing exorcism attempt by the couple. The atmosphere is thick with dread, and tension mounts with each passing second. The stakes couldn't be higher as they face the unknown forces of the supernatural. Hold on to your seats as we highlight the scariest and most shocking moments during the exorcism. These bone-chilling moments will leave you trembling with fear and anticipation. Don't forget to share your thoughts, theories, or any supernatural encounters you've experienced. Your stories could send shivers down our spines. As we reach the peak of suspense and horror, the exorcism takes a dangerous turn. Brace yourselves as the couple's battle with darkness reaches a terrifying climax, keeping us all on the edge of our seats. As we wrap up this spine-tingling tale, let's reflect on the chilling events that unfolded during the exorcism gone wrong. Thank you all for joining us on this hair-raising journey into the unknown. Before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more bone-chilling content, comment your reactions, and don't forget to check out another hair-raising video on our channel. Stay spooky, my friends. In a small town shrouded in secrecy and superstition, a couple faced a darkness beyond their understanding. This is their story of terror, courage, and an exorcism that changed their lives forever. John and Mary move into an old house. John and Mary were excited to move into their new home, a charming old house with a mysterious past. Little did they know, it harbored a dark secret. Soon after moving in, strange occurrences began. Objects moved on their own, whispers echoed through the halls, and an oppressive presence filled the air. Mary became the target of the malevolent entity. She experienced terrifying visions and unexplained injuries. John, desperate to save his wife, sought help from an old friend, Father Thomas, who had experience in exorcisms. Mary, with dark circles under her eyes, showing scratches on her arms, and John calling Father Thomas agreed to help, but warned that the exorcism would be dangerous. John and Mary prepared themselves for the battle against the dark force. The exorcism began in the dead of night. Father Thomas recited prayers, and John and Mary held hands, bracing themselves for the ordeal. Father Thomas praying, holy water splashing, and Mary screaming as the entity manifests. The entity fought back with all its might. The room filled with a chilling wind, objects flew, and Mary's screams echoed through the house, but the couple's love and determination gave them strength. In a moment of clarity, Mary confronted the entity. She spoke words of defiance and love, declaring that it had no power over them. The entity's power began to wane. With one final prayer, Father Thomas cast out the entity. A blinding light filled the room, and the oppressive presence vanished. Mary collapsed into John's arms, exhausted but free. The house was quiet once more. John and Mary, grateful for their lives and each other, vowed to move forward, stronger than ever. John and Mary walking hand in hand out of the house, the sun rising in the background. In the face of darkness, love and faith prevailed. The exorcism done by a couple with the help of a trusted friend serves as a reminder that even the deepest shadows can be overcome. Thank you for watching. If you found this story captivating, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of courage and the supernatural. Until next time, stay safe and remember, love conquers all.